Hello everybody and welcome to our new show entitled Material Glitch. This is a show curated by our artist Julia Gruner. She's a member of our stable, unlike the other 5 invited female artists. So the only thing I was offering to Julia was, please curate a show with female fellow artists whose work you like and you admire probably. And so she started a research kind of a long time ago to think about what could be a subject which could combine these group of female artists. And the idea was, and this is said through the title Material Glitch, that the material of producing a painting, unlike the normal way just paint on a canvas, should be different, and that it also allows mistakes and other things which usually you would try to avoid when producing. So in her work, Julia Gruner is always inviting chance to be part of the entire production process. So what we have here is a mixture of 2 different types of paint, and this is acrylic paint, water-based, and oil paint. And this paint which you see now here on a canvas is mounted on a canvas, but before it has been just poured onto a plastic foil in many layers to become a thick thread which you then use as a painting, but only by mounting it on a stretcher afterwards. So what we are looking at on the surface is just the first layer is the white, and then it goes into the depths and to the entire painting. And now you are looking at the first piece by the Berlin-based artist Gabriele Basch. It's a, as you have seen, free-hanging sculpture which is made entirely of plastic paper. So you can fold it, you can roll it, it does not bend, it just stays with its irregular form and can be installed in various ways. The way she has chosen for the show here is obviously one hanging and having this kind of curtain fall onto the floor. It's painted from both sides, but both sides are, in this case, as they are dark, similar. Unlike this, there are other works by her which are very colorful and which you will see later in the show. Now you see me standing in front of a painting by the 3rd artist of the show. This is Céline Vahsen from Brussels, Belgium. And though I just mentioned a painting, it's not really a painting where paint is involved. But the original thread is dyed in part, and with this yarn she is weaving the canvas which she then uses to create the painting. So as you can see here, there are even 3 different parts which are put together and assembled as the total painting. And it's a very fine and delicate structure which you need to see in detail to really get an impression of it. Across the corner from the Céline Vahsen piece, you find the first work by the LA-based artist Analia Saban. This one is very different to the second one we will see later in our tour. This one consists of paint and thread, and these 2 materials are interwoven. So the red part are strains of dried acrylic paint, which you can see on the edge quite well, and they are mixed up or woven with the regular uncolored thread which is regularly used for canvases. Now we are in the entrance space of the gallery, you know from our former tours, and we are next to the second piece by Analia Saban, which is completely different, not only in color but especially in its structure and also in its origin. What we are looking at is kind of a design of a ROM chip from 1971, which has been transferred to a digital processing of paper, and this paper then got colored with very thick black ink, and through that process the entire paper becomes three-dimensional and develops as a structure which has been added through the digital process before, and it's extremely detailed, and also there is a wide variety of details you find all over this extremely fascinating piece. We are moving towards the fifth artist in the show. Her name is Liza Dieckwisch, and she is from Cologne. And in this case, we are looking only at color, as the wall is here what in other paintings would be the canvas, because what we see here is colored silicone, which has been dripped and built then a lake at the bottom of the piece. This piece, you would think, could only work here or is produced on site, but that is not true. We can take it off and install it anywhere else. Now we are still in the same space, and you see another piece by Julia Gruner, the curator of the show. And this is, as you easily can see, a sculptural piece. We say a cushion, but it's made of the same material the painting we have started our tour with is made of. So many layers of different types of paint which build a skin, and this skin then is attached to a canvas and filled with bubble wrap and other material to get the volume and build up this cushion. Now we are in a second piece by the artist with the hanging sculpture from the other space, Gabriele Basch, and this is one of her classic wallpaper pieces. So it's again cut plastic paper, colored from both sides and floating in front of the wall, just installed with two thin nails which keep the piece in front of the wall floating. You have been looking at the first piece by Toulu Hassani from Cologne, and I am standing next to the second piece which we have from her in the show. Both are brand new and start a new series of works by her on aluminum. It's a spray paint on an aluminum board which is mounted onto an aluminum frame. It's extremely fine and precise technique, but though the actual work is quite small, you could imagine that it is continuing in every direction and becomes an all-over pattern resembling eternity as You may find out yourself when you are looking at it closely now. Now you find me besides another work by Céline Vahsen, which is in a different color, as you can see, and also the structure is different. And again, it's very, very helpful to see it in detail from close up. We have reached the end of our tour through our group show Material Glitch, and the show runs through until April 26th, and you find us here in Berlin in Knesebeckstraße as always. We are kind of excited because we are looking forward to our fair participation in Dallas next week. If anybody's watching from over there, we would be happy to welcome you at our booth at the Dallas Art Fair. Thank you and goodbye.